All right. Hey, good morning and welcome to Southwest Flavor. Happy Tuesday to all of you. We are back, and today we have a couple guests that they're competitors, and they're competitors here in Tucson, and they're going to be representing Arizona coming up in the regionals in California, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about yourselves?
So my name is Angel Leon. I'm a Tucson native. I went to St. Augustine. I did gymnastics for 18 years and ended up getting a scholarship to go to Ohio State and competed for them.
Oh, wow.
Now
Cool.
that I graduated, doing real estate with Long Realty
Yeah.
and coaching my gymnast right here, Ricky Williams. So giving back to the community, giving back to the gym that gave me so much for years.
Yeah.
But it's been great. It's been great to see these guys come up and, where I once was, now I'm coaching them, giving them the same opportunity that my coach gave me.
Right. Right. Ricky, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've been doing gymnastics for 7 years.
7 years. Okay.
I've been
That's half of your life.
I've been competing for, I think this is my 4th year competing.
Okay. How do you like it?
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. How does it feel to make it to the regionals? You made it to an all-star team too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're representing Arizona, and you guys are going to compete in California.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How does that feel?
Good.
So, Angel, how long have you been coaching?
So I've been coaching for about 3 years now.
Okay.
3 years now. When I graduated, I told the owner, my coach, Yuichi, that, I'm going to come back and give back to you. So it's been great. A lot of lessons learned.
Yeah.
Especially when I first came back, I wanted to be a tough coach, on them constantly. But as the years gone by, they've taught me so much, and I've grown so much as a person. Just learning how to talk to them, learning how to coach them. But it's been great. Yeah. I love it. And I plan to do it for a few more years,
Okay.
until at least this guy graduates.
Yeah.
But I have 2 coaches under me. I'm the head coach there. I run the program, and they were also my former teammates. So it's great. One of them went to West Point. His name's Judas Sung, and Tony Delgado, he was also Yuichi's former gymnast.
Okay.
And but so we've all grown up together.
So they
grew up together. Yeah.
You guys were all from Tucson, and then you spread out and went to your different colleges, and now you're back in Tucson.
And now we're back. So that goes to show how close we are.
Yeah.
It's very family oriented, and we love to give back. I mean, the kids are everything to us.
Right.
So, but the biggest blessing is seeing them grow up and seeing all the milestones they achieve and everything that they go through. I've been there as a gymnast, as a student, and it's cool to have them ask me for advice on some of the stuff that they're going through that I went through.
Yeah.
And it's just great to be that mentor to them.
Very cool. So how long did you, or when did you start as a gymnast?
So I started when I was 5 years old.
5
years old. My dad did it. My tata did it. And
so you're third generation gymnast.
Yep, third generation. Yeah, so we had a trampoline in our backyard.
Okay.
And I was constantly out there teaching myself a backflip.
Really?
And my parents saw that, and so they decided to put me in. And ever since then, it was great. It was the biggest blessing that they did for me, or, something that I did. And I worked my butt off. Yeah. So, and I mean, shout out to all of my coaches, my dad. They taught me so much and got me to where I am today.
So did you see your dad performing and doing things, and you wanted to be like him, or?
I did not.
No, you're just being a kid and trying to do flips and a bunch of silly things on the trampoline.
Yeah. I guess it runs through my blood. But I'm retired now. Yeah. So my body, I had about 5 surgeries.
Oh.
I blew out my knees, and but all of those were learning lessons. Yeah. So
Knees are our weakest point.
Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't do anything to your knees.
Oh. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
too late for that. But
Yeah, so I might have to get back into some biking.
There
Maybe
you
some
go.
Good therapy for my knees.
it is. It's good therapy. It's low impact.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anytime you want to go out, we'll go out biking.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm for it. I may need a few breaks, but
That's fine. We can always take breaks.
all right, sounds
Yeah.
good. Sounds good.
So Ricky, you said you started when you were 7. What made you get into gymnastics? What interested you?
It's just a way to like get out energy.
Oh, okay. You had a lot of energy as a kid, and you wanted to maybe express it through the gymnastics.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have other siblings that are in gymnastics also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A whole family.
The whole family.
Yeah, one thing about Ricky is he is so structured, he's so focused, and his drive is
Yeah.
amazing. He's one of my hardest workers, and he hasn't been, he's been in it for how long? 5 years, you said?
7?
7 years.
I've been
7
doing it
years.
since I was 8.
And it takes time to develop as a gymnast.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of great
Sure.
gymnasts started when they were 3 years old, 4 years old. You started when you were
8.
8 years old.
So a little bit later.
A little bit
Ah.
later, but the amount of progress he has made has been amazing.
Right.
He shot up from level 4, 5, 6 to now he's 7 and he's doing level 9 skills.
Mm.
And he's pretty much competing as a level 9. So he's ready to go to the next level
Yeah.
and kill it. So this year is his first year. He can make it to nationals. He has to qualify.
Okay.
But
So if he qualifies out of regionals, then he'll go to nationals.
he'll go to nationals, which is in Reno, Nevada.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we're hoping for a great year. He's healthy. Last year he broke his ankle.
Wow.
So that's something that he struggled with last year, and I went through that myself personally, and I sat him down. I said, we're gonna create a list, a strength list, and we're gonna come in every single day, even though you have a cast on, and you're gonna put in that work. Because I tell him all the time, take it as a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
It just gives you the opportunity to bring your weaknesses up to your strengths.
Right.
And then you will become twice the gymnast you were before it happened.
Yeah.
And he took that to heart. He did that. And look at him now. He's, one of the top gymnasts in Arizona. So
Wow.
he's doing a great job. So proud of you, Ricky. Keep working hard. All right.
So much of it is mindset.
Mindset. Yeah.
It is. You set your mind to something and, you go out and do it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you've shown that just from your dedication that you have that mindset and you want to work hard and you want to get to where you want to go. So you're doing really good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's all about consistency.
It is.
Consistency.
It is.
That's the key. Just showing up, whether you're having a bad day, you're having a good day. As long as you show up, I told him when you're hurt, you come in, it's okay to just watch. Watch your teammates. It's a good way to learn. So it's consistency.
It is. It is. It really is. This morning, I was telling you guys earlier that I went for a ride. Man, I did not want to be out there on the bike at 4:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm riding in the Tour de Scottsdale in a few weeks, and part of that is you have to get ready for it.
4:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
that's early.
So yeah.
I've been trying to get up at 5.
Yeah.
I'm on a team, Anthony Urbina's team, along Realty. And
Okay.
he gets up at 5 in the morning and goes to go work out. But there's a trend. I feel like every successful person gets up 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and I've been trying to get on that boat as well.
Yeah.
But man, it's difficult. It's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of that consistency thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But man, you can get so much done in the early in the morning.
Exactly.
So we're always up at 4 a.m. and go through a bunch of emails, look at your day, look at your schedule, kind of set your priorities maybe, or work out,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So shout out to Anthony. He, he holds us accountable. He sends us texts every morning, are you up? Are you ready?
Oh, really? So he
Yeah.
sends his team?
Yeah. Sends his team. Yeah. So
Get you guys ready for the day?
absolutely. Yeah.
Man, that's cool. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should start doing that to the team.
Yeah. Yeah. Do it. Yeah.
I don't know if they'll appreciate that at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
usually start texting and messaging each other about 6.
6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we open at 7. But a lot of times during the summer, we're already en route to the jobs at 6.
Okay,
just to get there and try to beat the heat a little bit.
Yeah.
During the
especially in
summer, you
Arizona.
can't really beat it that much, but at least if you could start early and finish early, then it helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what made you get into real estate?
Well, it was kind of a last minute decision. I've always thought about it in college. You know, there were times where I was sitting at my desk and I'm like, well, I feel like I should be doing something more. And I talked to my mom about it, and she's like, you're doing a lot, you know, be patient. So, and all I knew was gymnastics growing up.
Okay.
I grew up in a very poor family. We didn't have a lot growing up. So what saved me was gymnastics.
Okay. That was your outlet.
Yeah. And I had a lot of people that surrounded me with good intentions, and they did well in school and they had goals, and that's what helped me. So, you know, I didn't know what I wanted to study. I had no clue. And so I kind of figured it out a little bit. You know, I majored in HDFS, but it just didn't sound like me.
Okay. Tell us what HDFS is, because I never had heard of it before.
So it's the study of human development and family science.
Okay.
So, I mean, you can be a psychologist, a teacher,
like a counselor,
you know, stuff like that. But I was like, you know, it doesn't sound like me. It doesn't sound like something I want to do. So I'm a people's person. I like getting in front of people. I like talking. And, you know, I came out and I was like, you know what, let's just try it. So I actually have a great story about that.
Okay.
So it took me, I graduated from college in 22, and I started Hogan School of Real Estate in 22.
Right.
And it took me a year to pass the school exam.
Ah, okay.
And then it took me 3 years to pass the state exam.
Oh, wow.
Which is like 185 questions, 4 hours long. And I just couldn't pass it. I took it 25 times.
Really?
But,
wow, okay.
You know, and all the kids knew, all the families knew. And, you know, the kids, I'd come in every day and they hold me accountable. Hey, did you pass your test? Did you do it? And I said, no, I didn't, not yet. And I got so frustrated one time. I thought I was ready. I was ready to go. I took it and failed it again. And this was like my 24th time.
Okay.
And called my dad. I said, I'm done. Like, I can't pass this. I'm quitting. And all he said was, that's it? Like, you're done? And, you know, my mom and my dad are my biggest supporters, and I listen to them. My dad has always given me great advice. He's never given up on me. My mom, she's my go-to for advice. And so we ended up I started a side job with my dad at Jenny's house.
Right.
And we were working on her bathroom. So Ricky Williams and my dad told her my story, and she was like, you know, I'm going to do one-on-one tutoring with him. Tell him not to give up. And so I started doing that, and eventually I passed it. But the moral of the story is, you know, I kept my faith. I got closer to God throughout all of that. And I felt like God threw me a bone. And I was this close to quitting.
Right.
And so, like, coincidentally, I ended up at her house, the one who manages Hogan School of Real Estate, to help me pass it. So
her family started Hogan Real Estate School.
Yeah. So that's my story, and that's how I got in. And I mean, I got so much closer to God. The best conversations I had were, you know, during that time with God. And it was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, with that, let's take a quick sponsor break, and we'll be back here in just a couple minutes with Southwest Flavor.
Shipping packages is a facet of modern commerce. At Tucson Pack and Ship, we work with major delivery companies to make sure your goods get where they need to go. In addition to shipping, we also offer private mailboxes, notary services, and document shredding. We'll also safely pack your valuable items. Tucson Pack and Ship, Tucson's one-stop packing and shipping source.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
It's still free furnace season. For a limited time until the last day of winter, you can get a free furnace with the purchase and installation of a qualifying HVAC system. Now is the time to start planning for the long, hot Tucson summer. Hurry, this deal won't last long. For fast, reliable, and honest service, call Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing at 520-492-0748 or picturoxcooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing.
TRAC stands for Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids. It's a favorite service organization for the Wakies to support. TRAC, located at Dodge and River, is a one-of-a-kind ranch that offers children of various needs an opportunity to serve through interaction with animals. It's a win-win for children and all of our beloved animals. TRAC is eligible for your Arizona tax credit donations now through April 15th. To find out how to get a dollar-for-dollar credit off your Arizona tax bill and help kids and animals, head over to tractucson.org and go to the Support TRAC page to find out more. Make sure you tell TRAC my boy Smooch the Mini Donkey sent you.
All right, welcome back to Southwest Flavor. So we were talking with Angel Leon, and you mentioned a lot about faith. Can you maybe what was I going to say? Expand on that? It sounds like faith is a big part of your life.
Yeah. So I grew up a Catholic. We went to church a lot. My middle school was a Episcopalian middle school, private school, tuition free.
Oh, wow.
So we had mass every, Thursday or Tuesday? And and then I went to St. Augustine, which is a Catholic high school. But I've always had my best conversations with God. I've always just sat there, especially when I was trying to get my license for real estate.
Yeah.
Things weren't going my way. But yeah, I mean, I've gotten a lot closer to him.
That's awesome.
Throughout that
That's
process.
awesome. I mean,
and it's been great.
You know, our struggles make us stronger, but you have to lean on that faith. You really do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's amazing the people that come into your life. Like you're saying, you know, you're on a side job and you're at Jenny's house and you met her and she was able to help, you know, get you through that test.
Yeah. So for all those individuals out there who are struggling and, you know, don't have their faith or feel like they are lost, have those conversations and trust in God, but you have to ask him for the motivation, the tools to get you there. Yeah. You know, he's not just going to give it to you. He's going to put you through those trials.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to take it upon yourself to take it and go and, you know, figure it out and find yourself.
Right. Yeah. Like you said, it's the tools, you know, God will give you the tools, but you got to do the work.
You got to do the work.
Yeah. Yeah. You had a couple questions to ask Ricky earlier about gymnastics.
Yeah. So I've been coaching you for about 3 years now, and you still haven't told me your favorite event or skill. I might have an idea because I've seen you compete for 3 years, but I want to hear your side.
I enjoy floor.
You enjoy floor?
Yeah.
And what skill?
I like the double full.
The double full.
Double full.
So his double full is a back twisting double full. 1 flip, 2 twists in the air, and he has to finish on his feet.
Okay.
And he's been doing it for about a year, and we finally are competing it this year. And he's been having a hard time sticking it, which is so you don't want, when you land, you don't want to move. You want to stay in one spot, and you want to hold it there for 2 seconds. And he, like yesterday, he was doing like 3 to 5 and just sticking them, boom, boom, boom. And they look beautiful. Yeah. So he's gonna kill it. Yeah.
That's awesome. So take us through going to the regionals. Just you know, like what's the whole process? I know you guys are traveling next week, right?
So we're traveling next week. Wednesday, we have a training, so it allows the boys to touch the events, get used to them. Get used to the lighting, get used to the building.
Oh, okay. Because the different equipment could be just a little bit different from what you're used to.
Exactly. Yeah? Okay. Exactly. Everything's always different. So it's a good way for them to get up there and get used to it. And it's all about preparation from here. So it's all about how we prepare this week. It's a heavier week. We have 2 routines. If they don't do well with 2 routines, then they have a 3rd routine, but we cap off at 3. Okay. Usually early in the season, we'll do like 4 to 5 routines. But then now we're trying to save their bodies. I'm trying to get them to understand that they are mentally prepared. They're there. Now let's show some confidence, you know? And yeah, that's all it is. Next week is a lighter week. That's when we kind of tone it down a little bit and rest their bodies, get their minds right, and we go out there and kick some butt.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, so it's he's on the all-star team. We have 24 boys all together on our boys program, and we have 17 going and 5 on the all-star team.
Ooh.
So he gets to represent the state of Arizona with 4 other guys.
Okay.
So this is your first year on the all-star team? Second year?
Third.
Third year. Oh,
year.
wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I need to be a better coach. But yeah, so he has a bright year this year, especially from last year. He came from that injury, and his progress has been amazing. So
that's cool. So with your young athletes, do you kind of try to go through them like mentally? I remember way back when I was in high school and I played soccer in high school, one of our coaches would tell us, he actually told us that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the NBA basketball player, that before a game, he would pretty much go through the whole game. Like he knew his opponent, he knew where his opponent was going to shoot, where he needed to be on the court for a rebound. So he kind of played that whole game mentally before the game started, like that morning or whatever, so that he was prepared. Do you guys kind of do the same thing? Like, do you go through your routine and you're like, this is what I need to do to stick it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a lot of mental preparation, a lot of visualization. But most importantly, it's all about the training.
Yeah.
One thing that my coach told me, Yuichi, he said, when you walk into a competition, you should be able to walk in and look at everybody else and say, I trained harder than all of you. So that's why I'm going to walk in with some swagger, with some confidence.
Right.
And it's all about preparation.
Yeah.
You do the work, you do it with integrity and honesty, and you go in with a different mentality. And I've experienced that, multiple times. Not to brag, but I was able to reach some goals, and I was a 2-time national champion.
Wow, cool.
And
with Ohio State?
Not with Ohio State,
Okay.
as a junior.
As a junior, okay.
As a junior. College was a little different.
Yeah.
That's when my injury started to hit me a little bit more. But yeah, so it's all about preparation. So it was
that consistency.
the consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
and
showing
that
up.
mindset. Yeah.
It's funny because this summer, I was thinking to myself, like, we need to do something new. We need to get the team a little bit closer. So I said, we're going to go do Tumamoc every Sunday at 8 a.m. and we're going to run up there. Our goal is to start from the bottom and get to the top and run up without stopping. So every Sunday you'll see us out there. So if anybody wants to join, you'll see us. So
yeah. In high school soccer, we used to start at Tucson High and then run through the Santa Cruz River and then run up a mountain and then run back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
It was brutal. It was brutal. But that was like preseason. So that was getting us ready for the season.
Yeah. So get ready for those hills, Ricky.
Yeah. It's getting warmer.
It's getting warmer.
Yeah.
But we're used to it.
Yeah, we're used to
Tucsonans.
it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
Very cool. And then I don't want to look too far ahead, but after regionals, when the nationals, when are those? When are the nationals?
So nationals are in April. So he goes to Western Nationals. I have 3 level 10s who can qualify to development nationals, which is it's like a junior elite nationals. So the guys who are, who have a future in gymnastics to possibly go to the Olympics or, he is level 7, so they don't go to that just yet.
Okay.
So that will be in May, early May, and that's in Utah. So a lot of traveling.
Yeah, a lot of traveling. And they kind of split the country up. You said that that was the Western one?
Yeah, so we have Westerns, and then Easterns, they have their own nationals out there. Yeah. So, I've traveled a lot.
Yeah.
Gymnastics has helped out with that, and it's been awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah. You get to see a lot of the country. And do something that you love.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One trip I took was it was a student athlete abroad in Ohio, and I got selected to go, and we went to Costa Rica.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And we cleaned up the beaches out there. We did a lot of community service, and they have this saying called pura vida, which is, It's kind of like a greet or a hello or a bye.
Yeah.
But they go off of Tico time, which is like there is
Tico
no
time.
time. Everybody's
Okay.
just doing their thing. And we went to the parks,
Yeah.
and it was amazing to see all of the locals out there that gravitated towards us, and we just played with the kids. We went to the schools, and it was an awesome experience.
Yeah.
It was awesome to see a whole different world out there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Tell people how they can get a hold of you for the real estate.
So my number is 520-861-9627, and my email is angel@longrealty.com. If you need help, I'm here. I'm at your service.
All right. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
You're welcome.
All right. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with Southwest Flavor.
Shipping packages is a facet of modern commerce. At Tucson Pack and Ship, we work with major delivery companies to make sure your goods get where they need to go. In addition to shipping, we also offer private mailboxes, notary services, and document shredding. We'll also safely pack your valuable items. Tucson Pack and Ship, Tucson's one-stop packing and shipping source.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Spring is here and the hot summer temperatures are not far away. Your air conditioning system is one of the biggest expenses in your house. Maintaining your air conditioner is critical to keeping you cool all summer long. Protect your investment by calling Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing at 520-492-0748 or picturoxcooling.com for fast, friendly, and professional service you deserve.
Picture rocks cooling, heating and plumbing.
TRAC stands for Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids. It's a favorite service organization for the Wakeys to support. TRAC, located at Dodge and River, is a one-of-a-kind ranch that offers children of various needs an opportunity to serve through interaction with animals. It's a win-win for children and all of our beloved animals. TRAC is eligible for your Arizona tax credit donations now through April 15th. To find out how to get a dollar-for-dollar credit off your Arizona tax bill and help kids and animals, head over to TRACTucson.org and go to the Support TRAC page to find out more. Make sure you tell TRAC my boy Smooch the Mini Donkey sent you.
Are we live? Are we here? All right. Hey, welcome back to Southwest Flavor. And now I have one of my good friends here, Steve Nunez.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, and we're talking about some Wildcat basketball.
Of course, I got
You brought
the
your
lucky
Luckies. Yeah.
Wildcat scarf.
That's
I have
right.
my Wildcat colors on. I am stoked.
There you go.
I am stoked for this week, man. The more I think about this game,
Yeah.
the better I feel about it.
Okay. Well, that's good.
And here's why, though.
Tell us.
Arizona right now has absolutely, they're long shots to win this
Yeah.
game. They're already 9.5-point underdogs.
Right.
But do you realize the last time Arizona was a 9.5-point underdog was in 2011?
Okay.
Arizona was facing Duke.
Ah.
Derek Williams led the Wildcats to, what was it, a 93-77 upset?
Wow. Okay.
So I have hope because I know that Caleb Love
Yeah.
is going to show up. He's 4-3 against Duke.
Is he? They've played that many times?
Well, remember, he was at North
from
Carolina.
North Carolina, so they play twice every
Yeah.
year.
He had a
That's
bad game
right.
in November, but this is not the
Yeah.
same Wildcat team
This is not the same team
as November.
No, not at all.
They have gelled.
Yeah.
So I'm stoked, man. I really am. The other night I was just, man, I was ready to just throw something at the TV and walk away.
Right.
But I saw that fight
Yeah.
and I saw, the Wildcats were definitely on the rope.
Yeah.
But I loved how they started to do the Muhammad Ali dance, the rope-a-dope.
Yeah.
And when Dalorso did that spin around and
Oh,
laid
yeah,
up the ball,
that was a great
that
move.
changed the game because then all of a sudden the team was like, oh, he's back.
Yeah.
Went, got a stop, came back, found him in the corner, 3.
Yep.
His confidence shot up off the roof, and Arizona just started to come back. And you
Right.
can see it. That would not have happened in November.
Yeah.
It happened.
They didn't
now.
know each other in November.
Well, I think in November, quite honestly, they were all playing selfishly.
They're all, yeah.
Remember,
Well, they all
their
came.
3 guards
Right.
went to test the NBA waters.
Yeah.
They came back and they were playing selfishly, like they were just trying really hard to stuff the stat sheet.
Sure.
Yeah. No passing the ball. They were over dribbling. They were just playing for themselves.
Right.
But you could still see that they had the potential. And that's why when everyone was panicking when they were 4 and 5, I wasn't. I was like, I liked and it wasn't the team per se, it was the bench.
Yeah.
The bench.
They have a really good bench.
Well, but the bench and the excitement, like the Gumbies back in the 80s,
right?
That showed me that they like each other.
Yeah.
And because of that, I was like, you know what? This team's going to stay together. They're going to start playing together and for each other as opposed to playing individually to stat their own stats, stuff their own stats. And you started to see it. You started to see Caleb. He was struggling early on, but that's because he was trying to get everyone else involved.
Mm-hmm.
Once he did that, now look at him. He's got everyone else involved, but now he is definitely the alpha male.
Oh, yeah.
They all gravitate to him. They're all looking for him. And I guarantee you he has everyone's confidence up. And look at the locker room.
Yeah.
Do you see the TikTok posts?
I didn't see it. No.
Oh, when they go inside the locker room after the win, and they're all spraying each other with water or Gatorade or whatever's in the bottles.
I saw that short clip of Caleb Love when they interviewed him on court still right after the game.
Yeah.
All of the other players came right behind him, and they're so joyous from the victory.
In the locker room, they were all spraying water on each other, and Tommy Lloyd runs into the locker room and he joins the party. So that tells me that I really, really believe in this team. Yeah. I believe that they're going to pull the upset. And the one person I did ask, and I have inside information, inside scoop, is my lucky Wildcat scarf.
Oh, there you go.
I can't take this thing off until March Madness.
How long has that scarf been with you?
Many, many years.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, it signifies more than just a scarf and being lucky and all of that. I actually wear it because it reminds me and keeps me humble of the struggles I had to go through to get to where I'm at today.
Okay.
But it was Arizona sports, especially basketball, that really gravitated and lifted me up as a kid to give me hope.
Yeah.
Because I used to sneak into the games. I used to sneak into the games back when I was a kid. And the bleachers, remember McHale before they put the floor permanent seating, they had bleachers that rolled
retracted,
in, Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'd hide in the bleachers.
Ah.
And when they start coming to this one section, we'd run up the ramps. The ramps down below. Mm-hmm. And we'd hide in the restroom and then go all the way to the top. The game would start and we'd just come down because there's some empty seats back then. It's not like now.
No.
But that gave me hope to dream to go to the U of A. That showed me just being on campus and just that environment. I started nurturing that dream.
Yeah.
And so when everyone was telling me no, I was going to the games and I was telling myself, yes, I can do this. I can be the first to go to the U of A and graduate. I can be that person. I want to be that person. So this is a humble reminder of the struggles, but the successes of making it. So I just years ago started wearing it during basketball because I love basketball.
Yeah.
And by the way, played against Sean Elliott back in the days.
Oh, wow.
But I was at Tucson High. He was at Cholla.
Yeah.
We were actually altar boys together.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Sean and his brother Noel and his older brother, they were altar boys at St. Augustine for a couple of years before they moved churches.
Okay.
But I played with Sean and Noel at the YMCA. We knew he was going to be great when he
the
shot
downtown
up.
YMCA?
The downtown YMCA.
I was there.
Every Sundays we used to play. But I'll tell you what, the way he lifted and Lute Olson lifted Arizona in the 80s, mid-80s, and then you have Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
And you have all the great players that followed. Let me just read you this list of great players.
Okay.
And as you're hearing their names, you're going to think of a highlight of the old Arizona basketball and what it did to Tucson in empowering us and putting us on the map.
It did, yeah.
Okay. On the other side of this, I'll explain what that does for me.
Okay.
Okay. So Sean Elliott, Damon Stoudemire, Mike Bibby, Andre Iguodala, Gilbert Arenas, Richard Jefferson, Jason Terry, Steve Kerr, Aaron Gordon. I mean, you can go on. Miles Simon, Laurie Markkinen, DeAndre Ayton. Get back, Channing Frye, Michael Dickerson, Derek Williams, of course, TJ McConnell, Salim Stoudemire, Khalid Reeves, Damon Stoudemire, Luke Walton, Jason Gardner. You can go on and on.
On and on and on.
But every name that I just mentioned represents an era of Arizona basketball, but there's a highlight that automatically gets in your head when you think about it. When I say Steve Kerr, you knew after what, 40 years? Steve Kerr.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And we think of that. And we think of the highlights. We think of that 88 Final Four game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that, to me, is what Arizona basketball also represents in my life. That's why I wear the scarf.
Okay.
So I live and breathe Arizona basketball, and I honestly believe that if Arizona plays the way they did against Oregon, we're going to win. We're going to beat Duke.
Man, I hope so.
We're going to beat Duke. Here's the key, though. What do you think the key is? Let me ask you that.
Man, I think they have to play a perfect game pretty much to beat Duke.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, Duke has really come together, and Cooper Flagg is a phenomenal athlete.
There is no doubt about it that Arizona has, it has its work cut out for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you're right. They're going to have to play a perfect game because Cooper Flagg is an incredible, incredible talent.
Yeah.
But, Duke has only played 5 top-ranked teams this season.
Okay.
Arizona 12.
Yeah. We've had, I think, the third toughest schedule in the whole nation.
Correct.
Yeah.
And Duke has lost to 2 of them.
Wow. Okay.
2 or 3. Arizona's 7-5 against top-ranked teams. But look at the grit. Look at the overall competition and competitive nature that Arizona has endured throughout the season playing in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Duke hasn't really experienced that. So their stats look great.
Sure.
I mean,
if
you're playing,
less,
competitive
less teams
than great teams.
And the ACC isn't a strong conference this year.
The ACC is not.
Yeah. North Carolina's down, and Clemson isn't,
Yeah, the SEC is great right now. They have 7 in the Sweet 16, but the Big 12 has 4.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at Arizona's schedule, they've developed a grit. They're tough.
Yeah.
And the way they came back against Oregon just shows there's fight in them now. And I honestly think that Arizona, the key is going to be obviously team ball, not selfish, over-dribbling basketball.
And that was one of the things against Oregon is everyone got involved. I mean,
correct.
Love did have 29 points. We needed him to have 29 points, but everyone was involved.
Correct.
Yeah.
Even though he had 29 points, everyone was involved.
Yeah.
We're going to need a repeat performance from Caleb Love. But the key is going to be who can drive to the middle and hit that floater. That Miles Simon floater. That 8-footer.
Yeah.
Remember Miles Simon?
Oh, yeah.
did?
Yeah.
That's what took us to the championship game, in my opinion, because he was hitting that floater, and then it forced the defense to condense, and then they started hitting jumpers.
Right.
And I think that's going to happen. And if you notice this year, Caleb Love has worked on that.
Mm-hmm.
So has Jaden Bradley.
Yeah.
So has KJ Lewis.
Yeah.
But the best one at it is Caleb Love. So he's going to have to drive that paint a little bit and do what he did the other night. He hit one going over Oregon, a floater. Next time they jumped up on him, he got him on their shoulder, went up and hit that dunk.
Yeah.
Remember that dunk?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he's going to have to do against Duke. I also think, though, Arizona's defense is really going to have to step up, but it's going to be everyone else. Awaka and Vesar, my unsung hero. I love that dude, man. I'm telling you right now, you heard it here first. There's a legit opportunity for Arizona to upset.
Yeah.
And then you're going to start seeing the t-shirt stands on the corners. Remember?
I remember that back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
Yeah,
now
they were.
You're not finding any t-shirt stands, and that pisses me off. It does.
Right, yeah.
Because that's a Tucson tradition in March.
It is, yeah.
You see it on Campbell and Broadway, and you just stop and shop, And every
Just
year
go
you
grab
get,
your size.
grab your size, and it didn't matter. It wasn't until the what was it, the copyright cops would show up and look at the t-shirts to make sure. It's like, screw that, man. Let's get back to being Tucson.
That's true.
I
That's
love
true.
March Madness, man.
Oh yeah, it's great. I do. I love it. I love just seeing all the different teams. And this year, there isn't really any Cinderella teams.
No, there really isn't. But
Yeah.
if you want to kind of put a label on a Cinderella team,
Mm-hmm.
I think right now Arizona is kind of the Cinderella team. Because
Yeah.
remember, they were 4-5 at one point
They
in
were.
the year.
They're almost
And
written off at that
They
point.
were very much written
Yeah.
off. And they were written off in January. People were talking about, oh, are they going to make the NCAA
Yeah.
tournament? Are
Yeah.
they going to right the ship? And, everyone expected all the other teams, maybe not BYU, but BYU was still ranked higher than Arizona at one point.
Yeah.
And so you look at these 16 teams, and you have to say Arizona, as far as they've come and overcome,
Yeah.
I think they're actually the Cinderella team left.
Okay.
Because they're giving the Big Ten all the props. They're giving the 7 SEC
Yeah.
schools all the props. They're giving Duke, oh my gosh, 9.5-point favorites. Like
Yeah, that's
Arizona has
huge.
no chance.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's the underdog right there.
Yeah.
The Cinderella is Arizona.
Okay. Even though Arizona was ranked, I think they're 11th in the preseason, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but as far as they've come,
Yeah.
and then you look at all the other teams, they were kind of expected to be there.
That's true.
Arizona is it was a hit or miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, we beat Akron, but Oregon, they didn't expect us to beat Oregon.
Oregon was a good team.
Oregon's a heck of a
Yeah.
team. And I don't like the fact that you're wearing Oregon colors right now, man. Come on.
I'm wearing Celtic green.
That's right. Huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Forget the NBA. Not until June. It's all about Wildcats right now.
All right.
March Madness. So what's your prediction then?
Ooh. My heart, of course, wants the Wildcats to win. Duke's really strong. It's a good possibility
so what
that
you're saying is your heart is with the Wildcats. Your
Yeah.
pocketbook is with Duke.
yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
I would say so. Yeah.
Okay, man. I hope you win $2 off that bet.
I've never bet against the Wildcats.
I never bet against the Wildcats.
ever.
I never bet against the other team taking the spread and saying Arizona. No,
Yeah.
it's either Arizona wins and I'll bet that,
Right.
but I'll never bet, because to me, betting the spread like for Oregon, beating the spread is like betting for Oregon.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I won't do that.
Right.
Not at all. Not against the Wildcats. Not at all.
Yeah.
So
I am a little bit bummed that we don't have the Pac-12 tournament in Vegas anymore.
That hurts.
Yeah, that was such a great environment.
Oh.
Well, it was almost like another home team.
It was, and I wish that McHale fans would have gone to Vegas and learned how to stand up and cheer.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a big critic of McHale Center. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
big time critic. I don't even like to go to McHale,
Really?
and I'm the biggest Wildcat diehard
Oh, wow.
fan you'll ever meet.
Oh wow, we've had season tickets for several years.
I just don't think that
It gets loud in there.
Well, when you have 14,000 people, it should be loud.
That's true.
Is it rowdy?
Mm.
Is it home court? Not like it used to be. Not under when Lute Olson
was there.
Yeah, that was home court
Yeah.
advantage. That was rowdy. That was fun. People stood.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at some of the games, the big games we had this year versus even in 2011 when Arizona played Washington and Derek Williams had that amazing block
Yeah.
to win the game and advance us into the tourney. And you see the fans. That was an amazing atmosphere. You look at
Yeah.
it now, they stand, the first team, the opponent scores, they sit down.
Right.
Here's the difference. Not once did you ever see Lute Olson telling the fans back in the day to stand up.
He didn't have to.
He didn't have to.
Yeah.
Now, what is Tommy Lloyd doing? Stand up. He's motioning to the fans, stand up.
Yeah.
This is McHale's our home court. Stand up.
Right.
What? And then the fact that he got so much heat for just giving a compliment to what it's like to play at Kansas.
Oh yeah.
And the fans are going crazy. Oh, we're like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Or he wouldn't have said that. He's the coach.
Yeah.
He knows the difference. And so do the players. But all he's saying is, wow, what a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
We have that potential.
Sure.
Now do it.
Yeah.
You know, quit crying about what you're not. Cry about what you are. You know, get up, stand up, and be cheerful. Make Mikhail great again. That's what I say.
There you go.
But with that, man, I mean, seriously, bear down, baby.
Bear down.
Go Wildcats.
Let's take a quick sponsor break, and we'll be back for one more segment of Southwest Flavor.
Shipping packages is a facet of modern commerce. At Tucson Pack and Ship, we work with major delivery companies to make sure your goods get where they need to go. In addition to shipping, we also offer private mailboxes, notary services, and document shredding. We'll also safely pack your valuable items. Tucson Pack and Ship, Tucson's one-stop packing and shipping source.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Spring is here, and the hot summer temperatures are not far away. Your air conditioning system is one of the biggest expenses in your house. Maintaining your air conditioner is critical to keeping you cool all summer long. Protect your investment by calling Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing at 520-492-0748 or picturoxcooling.com for fast, friendly, and professional service you deserve.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
TRAC stands for Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids. It's a favorite service organization for the Wakies to support. TRAC, located at Dodge and River, is a one-of-a-kind ranch that offers children of various needs an opportunity to serve through interaction with animals. It's a win-win for children and all of our beloved animals. TRAC is eligible for your Arizona tax credit donations now through April 15th. To find out how to get a dollar-for-dollar credit off your Arizona tax bill and help kids and animals, head over to tractucson.org and go to the Support TRAC page to find out more. Make sure you tell TRAC my boy Smooch the Mini Donkey sent you.
All right, welcome back to Southwest Flavor, talking with Steve Nunez, talking all about Arizona Wildcats basketball.
You know, again, it's my time of year, man. And
Yeah.
I'm just glad. I just want to see Tucson wake up and just live and breathe Arizona basketball through March Madness.
We have such a good product here. We really do. And we have that legacy. We have that 40 years of just, legacy basketball.
Every time I hear the jingle on CBS, da 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 da.
You know it's that time of year.
You know it's that time of year.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow. I'm excited all week.
Yeah.
And then of course I have to wear my lucky Wildcat scarf because it reminds me of back in the day. It reminds me of those great years that paved the way for today,
Right.
for March Madness. All those great teams. I mean, think about this. Arizona's history.
Mhm.
Back in the day in the 80s when we weren't on the map, and then Lute Olson put us on the map.
Right. How
hit
did we
that
get
first-
Lute Olson here?
I mean,
he was at Iowa.
Iowa.
He took them to a Final Four, and then we were able to snag him and bring him here.
The
I don't know.
weather.
Maybe it was the weather. I don't know what their
Because
pitch was, but it worked.
That was a hell of a pitch.
yeah.
that was a curveball straight down the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, and to keep him.
Yeah. He had so many
remember
job
Kentucky,
offers.
Remember,
Twice.
we were always scared in March.
Yeah.
We're like, okay,
Yeah.
Arizona, yes, they won, but oh shoot,
Yeah.
here comes Kentucky.
Yeah.
Here comes North Carolina.
Yeah.
Somebody
I
was
think
always
even
after
a couple NBA teams talked
Yeah.
to him. Yeah.
But Lute Olson saw a vision, and he saw what he could do, and the fact that he could be a legend.
Yeah.
And then he just
And this
kept
was home.
getting.
It became home
It
to
became
him.
home to him.
Yeah.
And I mean, shoot, everywhere he went, Luke.
Oh, yeah.
Luke.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
I mean, and this time of year too, my favorite song, still
Yeah.
WILD Cats. Remember that one?
I remember that one.
That played on KRQ
Mhm.
every night in the 80s, late
Yep.
80s. I mean, come March, that was a song.
Yeah.
And who produced it? Harvey
Kenny-
Mason.
Oh, Harvey Mason. Yeah. Yep.
Former Arizona basketball player who's
Right.
now a 20, 30, 40, 50 time Grammy
Yeah.
Grammy Award winner.
I think he was at one of the games either this season or the season before.
Yeah.
At one of the home games. Yeah.
Yeah, and he hosted this year's Grammy Awards.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, remember he was on stage quite a bit. I mean,
Wow.
he's an amazing musician,
Yeah.
and he's a Wildcat.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. So no, it's just so amazing the history and how far we've come. But what March means to Arizona, or really to Tucson, is just it's a different feel, and it brings so much vibrancy to the community and a sense of pride like no other. I think we've lost it a little bit, but it's always there, especially for us older folks.
Yeah.
The younger bloods, they need to get there. And they will.
Yeah, they will.
They will. It'll take another Final Four run.
Yeah.
Because it's been too long. It
has.
been way too damn long.
2001 was when we went to the championship game and lost to Duke.
Man, why'd you bring that up? I was avoiding that because I just wanted to focus on 2011.
But that was the last time that we were in the
them.
Final Four
Yeah,
or championship game. So it's way too long. Way too long.
It's been way too long. This is my fear for this game. The refs.
Yeah.
Remember 2001?
Yeah.
Those calls were ridiculous.
Not only that, but Gilbert was hurt.
Yeah.
And I think maybe another one of the other players was hurt too. So
Yeah,
we
but
weren't at full strength.
We weren't, but though the refs changed that game.
Yeah.
And the outcome.
Yeah.
You know, and Jason Williams, Duke's point guard in 2001, he knows it too. I saw him at a hotel, man. That dude talks so much smack.
Does he?
Gets on my nerves.
Arizona is the last Pac-12 team to win a championship. 1997.
That's pretty crazy.
It is.
With all the talent and
It is.
You-
All the
you have the
UCLA talent,
UCLAs.
the
Oh,
Oregon talent,
God.
the Arizona talent.
you know, which says it takes a special team to make a special run.
Right.
And it's almost like, who knows? It's on any given moment
Yeah.
to win that championship.
Yeah. You have to have that magic of the moment.
The magic of the moment.
Yeah.
But think about this. Right now, remember our 97 championship team?
Mhm.
We beat 3 number ones.
That's right. We're a number 4 seed like we are right
And
now.
guess what?
Yep.
We could beat 3 number
We
ones
could.
to win the championship
We
again.
could.
We could beat Duke,
Yep.
probably Houston
would be next. Yep.
and Florida,
Yep.
or Auburn. But I think Auburn's out.
Yeah, probably
I-
Florida.
it would have to
Florida's
be Florida.
really strong.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, they scare
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
They definitely
They're
scare me.
tough.
I think they're really a notch above. Everyone's talking Duke and Florida. I'm saying Florida is better from the eye test than
Really?
Duke.
Than Duke?
Yes,
Really?
because Florida has played consistently better competition week to week.
Mm.
Duke hasn't.
Well, yeah,
so
and the
Duke is
SEC.
looking great,
Yeah.
but wait until they get D'd up.
Yeah.
Wait until they get out physical. You know,
Right.
wait until they get outshot. You know, then it becomes how do they respond to that?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm looking for with Arizona. How does Duke respond to Arizona's better defense and better shot making?
Yeah.
Because we become and Vasar.
Yeah.
Remember, we really didn't have Vasar in the middle. We had Krivas when we last played Duke, but Krivas can't jump out of the gym like Vasar.
Yeah.
You know, he can alter shots. He can make a difference.
Yeah.
And Awaka's playing like a beast right now.
Yeah. And Carter Bryant's coming in and giving us
Biggest mistake
Really-
Tommy Lloyd has made this year, not developing Carter Bryant to be a Cooper Flag.
Oh, okay.
Duke played Cooper Flag coming in as a freshman. And look at him now.
Yeah.
You know, I always said from day one, Carter Bryant should have been on the floor starting, develop him for March Madness.
Yeah.
Because that kid is amazing.
He's really turned it on.
240.
He's really
He
turned
can
it
jump
on.
out of the gym. He
Yeah.
can shoot the 3. He can drive, dunk like a monster.
Right.
And then he blocks shots
All
and
those
plays
block
defense.
shots in the last couple games. Yeah.
He's the best athlete on our team.
Oh, yeah. He is. He
and
is.
usually he's probably the best athlete on the floor.
Yeah.
In most instances or most games. He should be out there more.
Yeah.
And he proved it against Oregon.
Yeah.
He had some great defensive plays. He altered some shots. Yes, he makes mistakes. But what freshman is not going to make mistakes? But I think he's going to be the key.
Yeah.
I really do.
I think the last probably 3 or 4 weeks, he has just really shown how much he's developed this
Yeah.
season.
And I think Caleb Love has taken him under his wing.
Yeah.
Because you can see the relationship and his gravitation to Caleb.
Yeah.
You know, and he kind of looks at him like, did I do okay? Caleb, like, you know, keep playing. Yes, yeah, you know what I mean?
This is
And you
Caleb's
can see
last
it.
shot at national championship.
It is.
Yeah.
And he's a Duke killer.
Yeah.
Remember,
All those years
last
at
time-
North Carolina.
And his last game at North Carolina, what did he do? he sent Coach K to retirement. Remember? So I'm hoping Caleb Love just sends Cooper Flagg to the NBA. Adios, bro, chacho. Bye.
Do you think we're going to see Love in the NBA?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
I think he'll get
so
a
too.
chance.
I think he has a skill set to do it.
I think he has a skill set to do it because he's got that jumper.
Yeah.
You know, he can hit from long range, and the NBA today is so, it's just about shooting threes and no defense.
Yeah.
So you give Caleb Love an open three, even in the NBA distance or range, he's going to hit it.
Yeah, I hope so.
He's going to hit. There's no need for him to drive. Just stay out there on the three. And the other day, I was so frustrated watching NBA basketball, man. 6 possessions, 6 straight possessions. You have 7-footers on the floor, and they're all lining up outside the 3-point line, all 5 players, and they're just chucking threes.
Oh, yeah.
Going back and forth, chucking threes. And I'm like, oh, thank God for Arizona basketball.
So real quick, Steve, what's your prediction for this game?
I'm predicting Arizona is going to pull the big upset of Duke.
All right.
We're going to advance to the Elite Eight and then possibly march on to the Final Four. But I think it's going to be a close game. Obviously, Arizona is not a 9.5-point underdog. I think Arizona will win by just a couple of points.
Yeah.
And they're going to seal the deal really on free throws. But Duke is always dangerous for that last-minute three.
Oh, yeah.
In the last seconds.
Yeah.
They'll catch up that way. Duke will hit a three that'll make it interesting where we're biting our nails. We're praying to Lute Olson. And we're calling on Derek Williams to just give a monster dunk.
Right.
Hopefully Derek Williams' spirit will just come and lift Vesar up above the rim. Or Carter Bryant. But I think it's going to be a close game. I will not take that point spread. I think that point spread, 10 points.
Yeah.
No, that was
that's a lot.
November. That's not today.
Yeah.
Arizona's going to show up and they're going to be stoked.
Yep.
I think the bench is stoked. I think they're ready to go. And KJ Lewis, if he plays under control, man,
One athlete. Yeah.
he's going to D up.
Yeah. he is.
Watch.
Well, hey, Steve, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you, man. I love talking
Yeah.
Arizona sports. The only thing we were missing were a couple of beers to talk basketball.
Yep.
Right?
We'll have to do that
I
someday
know.
soon.
Now we're drinking coffee and talking Arizona.
Right. All right. This is another episode of Southwest Flavor. Thank you for joining in and catch us every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m.
Bear down.